tell me I lost my place. Don't tell me I lost my place. No! It is the one and only Felix Navah, and we're back. So, as y'all know, we are still in quarantine. We're still here in the house. I know you probably made all the TikToks you possibly could make, cooked all the food you possibly could cook. Not true. And you possibly could watch all the TV you want to watch. So now you're just like, so what should I do now? I'm about to tell you. Read. It's fun, trust me. I'm gonna tell you why. I have challenged myself since the month of January to read a book a month. Now, I have failed from January to April. It wasn't intentionally, but it was the fact that I was so busy with other obligations that I could not sit down and read. And it was so difficult to schedule time in my day to read. So guess what? I ain't gotta go nowhere. I ain't gotta do anything. So we're gonna read. And the first book I chose for the month of May is The Origins of Others by Toni Morrison. My boyfriend gave me this book. Well, he left it. And I just began to read it. And it's great. If you were very into the origin of people, somewhat related to humanities, yes, y'all, I'm aware that I'm a nerd. Why do you think I was reading in the intro? Come on. So, she goes into stuff. I'm just going to read off the chapter titles. This is 6 chapters. Don't tell me I lost my place. Don't tell me I lost my place. No! We'll find it later. So there's 6 chapters. The first one is romanticizing slavery. The second one is being or becoming a stranger, the color fetish, configurations of blackness, burying the other, the foreigner's home. So these chapters are obviously at least, I'd say 10 to 15 pages long. But it's a very good read. Where's that at? It was a very good read. And since you're in the house, you should schedule an hour every day to read. Now, I like this book because it requires you to think and wonder about things. I'm a very curious person, so I'm always asking questions about the world around me because I like to study people. And as a mass media person, human interaction is also part of studying people. So. And I love my Toni. I love it when she gets serious. I love it when she gets fictional. Beloved is another book of mine. I tried doing this in the month of March. It was very hard for me due to personal reasons that I don't feel like discussing right now. But if you want some nice fiction, this is a tearjerker. I almost say it's a tearjerker. Your girl out here. This book has 27 chapters. If I'm not mistaken. 26, 27. It's like 26, 27 chapters. Yes, it's thick, but it's very interesting. It keeps you on your toes and it keeps you reading because it's very, I wouldn't say there's cliffhangers, but it's always leaving you question what's happening, and it questions the character's development. So last time I read this was in high school, but I did try to read it in the month of March, but it was a little hard because as I got older, I recognized some things that I could relate to. Most so with the characters and the feelings. Nothing literal with the plot. y'all. So I'm gonna just read like the little back of it. It says, starting unflinchingly into the abyss of slavery, the spellbinding novel transforms history into a story as powerful as Exodus and as intimate as a lullaby. See, its protagonist was born a slave and escaped to Ohio, but 18 years later, she is still not free. She has too many memories of sweet home, the beautiful farm where so many hideous things happened. And Seed's new home is haunted by the ghost of her baby, who died nameless and whose tombstone is engraved with a single word, beloved. So yeah, y'all, this is a lot, but I always feel like, you know, sometimes people have never set themselves free. People restrict themselves. And as a person who used to restrict themselves, this is very, very personal. It gets very deep and gets very touching. I always say this. Of course, I wouldn't be right if I did not give y'all, I can't give y'all Beloved without Song of Solomon. Come on. Song of Solomon, last time I read this, I was in high school. Senior high school, I read this. And if you're a person who, since it's Mental Health Awareness Month, this is a great book to read. The character goes back and forth with his mental health, and also it comes from a male perspective, which is very rare because most men are not able to express emotion, things of that nature, or if they do express emotion, it is not taken very well. And so in this book, it definitely plays with this ideal and with this scenario. Of course, it takes place in the 20th century. The story is very fictional. A lot of imagery. Like I said, Toni Morrison is my favorite. She is my #1 favorite. I just love her. I just love her writing. If you like self-help books, you know, you want to get your mind in line and want to know who you are. The 4 Tendencies. Now, when I was reading this book, it called me out on a lot of things. So if you don't want to be criticized, don't read this book. Don't go get this book. Don't read this book. Just sit down and continue to be as toxic as you are. But no, so this book, I'm gonna go ahead and just read a little bit. This book is kind of about what type of person are you? Are you an upholder? Are you an obliger? Are you a rebel? Or are you a questioner? Now, I know you're like, what does that mean? Look, okay, an upholder meets outer expectations and inner expectations. An obliger is an individual who meets outer expectations and resists inner expectations, meaning that, you know, I don't want to. Rebel, they resist both. They do what they want to do. Questioner resists outer expectations and meets their own. Questioner usually, you know, they do what they feel is right, something that they know the result of already. Now, I know what you're thinking, what if I'm all 4 of them? You read this book, there's a quiz inside that literally gives you a breakdown of who you are and what you are and how to answer them. I say the test at least 3 times in this book. I'm not gonna say what page it's on because you're gonna read the book like I did and you're going to do the test later. And I have some more books for myself as well. I definitely will be reading B. Simone, Manifest the Life You Want, because as a woman of color who is looking to be an entrepreneur, I wouldn't say right now, but it's definitely one of my desires is to become an entrepreneur. But also, I'm building a brand of my own. And that's something that B. Simone has done flawlessly before my eyes on Instagram. And I think as a person, as Mimi Navah, the listener girl, who has her own brand and is trying to make a name for herself, to make a name for myself, seeing what B. Simone has done with her life is just it's just beautiful. And I want to know what are some things that she did, what are some ways to manifest, because we can all manifest, but I want to know how. And not just because she's successful, but because she's successful for the right reasons. She did it her way. And I want to find some things that I could apply to my way to make it more sturdy and more stable. Definitely B. Simone. Another book I wanted to read was Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, because I just love Michelle Obama. Come on now. Who doesn't like Michelle Obama? So, and also another book that I wanted to read. Since I love Toni Morrison, one of my friends told me I should read Zora Neale Hurston. Now, if y'all watched the show She's Gotta Have It, the second season, when she talks about love. Nola Darling quotes Zora Neale Hurston's outlook on love. And once I heard that, I was like, wow, where is this from? I love this. And it was just dope. I really I'm still trying to find that quote and find what book that's in. But for right now, I'm gonna start with The Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, because that's what most people start out with. And I wanna like get into like the group of her. Cause as you see, I love the heck out of Toni. But I definitely wanna get into reading more and getting kind of in touch with my femininity. So reading more female authors and just hearing things from a female perspective, things that I would understand much better and things that I would just intrinsically just kind of relate to. So I hope that helps you all. I hope that you stay safe, wash your hands, and stay flourishing, my friends.